Okay, let's look at one that's a little bit different. On this next problem, we're going to use the percent as a conversion factor. So when you read the problem and you think to yourself, well, gee, how do I know this? How do I know I'm using it as a conversion factor? It's because of the information given. The moon contains 4.70% iron. How many grams of iron are in a 235-gram lunar sample? Well, you could do this algebraically and say, well, 4.70% is equal to the grams of iron over the total times 100, and you could plug in the total and solve for grams of iron. And some of you might have done that kind of thing in your previous classes or in everyday life. I think the easiest way to do these is using it as a conversion factor. 4.70 grams of iron per 100 grams of sample. I could also turn this upside down and say, well, there's 100 grams of sample per 4.70 grams of iron. And now I have to decide which one I want. So we go back to the technique we introduced last time, and we said, look at the units we want. How many grams of iron? So I want in my answer grams of iron on top. So I'm going to choose this factor because it has iron on top. And again, the way that I taught myself to do this was to start with the unit you want on top. That way you never go backwards. You don't get confused of where to start. So 4.70 grams of iron per 100 grams of sample. Now I multiply by my 235 grams of sample. So my grams of sample cancel, and I'm left with the units I want, and I get 11.0 grams of iron, just exactly the unit I wanted. Okay, let's have you do this one. Just try this one at your seats. Go ahead and do that next one at your seats.